Thank you so much, son. Thank you. Betwabo, Tiffany. Sawubona, yaya. Sawubona. All right. Tiffany been doing a little bit of writing.
Let me just say this now. I don't get the amount of dedication she has towards this. Let me just say it.
You should. Pick something and be dedicated to it, son.
I already picked beats. You see how that went after 3 days.
Yeah. That'll pay you handsomely if you're dedicated to that. That's a trade you can do in life. Betwabo, TT. Betwabo, Trina. Betwabo. Yeah, I've been really doing a lot of research the last couple of days. I got a notebook with stuff written. I should have actually typed it out with different options. Prayerfully you will. Tiffany said prayerfully you will, Jeremiah. Tiffany said prayerfully you will. Meaning you can find something that you can be dedicated to.
Oh, yeah, it's beats. I think I'm doing good.
He's found his niche in making musical beats and stuff. Okay, about different options we can have, like if we need to leave the Americas for a little while, forget all, just have options. But I've been writing it out in my notebook and stuff. I'm still trying to get in touch with the lady at the 400-year commission because they extended that date, y'all. If you may have known, may not. Anyway, the commemoration of 400 years of slavery or whatever. But anyway, that program in there, what we realized, anybody really could take advantage of that program. It's a grant program where you can use. You just got to get creative in order to get some of the grant money. But anyway, I've been pulling this stuff together about different places, like for those who want to return back home. All the y'all know the whole process. So it's still quite a few more people I gotta reach out to, but we gotta set up a meeting where we can go over this because I can see now it's gonna take me a long time to do it. It's gonna become quite overwhelming for me. So we're gonna need to split this up in between different people. Some people need to look at this, check this out. Why I do this? Somebody do that, whatever. I'll let you know. But I'm putting together like a little timeline. Like say, all right. If we know we eventually, not even if things just don't get bad here, if we just want to return home, because land, y'all, I think I may have said something to you about the land over in Africa. Of course, United States is so over inflated in everything, the interest on everything, all this. But anyway, land is so much cheaper over there. Land is it's so cheaper over there that it's like, it's crazy. I think they have plots, like 20 by 20 plots. Okay, well, till you become a citizen or whatever, it's only so much land that they allow you to purchase. And they only allow you to hold 50-year, like, leases on the land. But if you're a citizen or whatever, you got the land forever. And the property... Okay, it's a lot of places is built up. Like I told you before, they show us like the worst places, so they try and keep us from coming over there, but they going over there in the droves, buying up the land and stuff and rebuilding. Like China owns like almost a whole country over there just because they purchased so much land and did so much of the infrastructure. Now, a lot of their work has been shoddy, but I've noticed that they've brought in some companies from Turkey. They do excellent work, But the whole point is that, like, you literally, like, if you prepare, like, I want to set, like, a timeline, like, I don't know, maybe, like, a 5 to 10 year timeline, but every year increments of what can be done, and possibly everybody that wants to go back, at least by year 5, preferably year 2 or 3, you can actually be over there, even if you're going back and forth, but at least you got over there, and you can actually find some land and purchase it. And you can start building on it. And I'm putting together a list of the reputable builders and different connections and all that stuff so we have something. And then you can go back and forth. Some people may go and stay and they may have all the money they need, but some people may still need to work. You know how people come here from everywhere else and they send money back home for their family? Essentially, that's what... Unless we find some type of business online that we're doing where we can work abroad and actually be there, money is still coming in, a lot of people don't have that luxury. And you really can't go over there, depending on what area you're going to. You can't really go over there looking for jobs because they need help rebuilding the economy. So you have, like I said before, you got to go over there with solutions on how to build the economy, to bring jobs to the people there. Some people just want to go there and retire, and that's okay too, you know. But I'm of the mindset, I want to go, I'm like, okay, what can we do to help? You know, how can we help the people? Because some places over there, people is living, like, seriously living on, like, $25 a month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, some places we go out to eat, our meal, my one plate costs more than that. Like, people living on that a month. That's, you know, so... but a lot of places that thrive, they thrive because of the tourist industry over there, you know, because it's beautiful over there. They have the most beautifulest beaches, and it's like, man, but if you go, the places that are cheaper, most of those are a lot of the waterfront properties that have the tourist spots, and even some places inland, just because what's there or whatever. But that's what I'm working on. I got a few pages of that stuff. So I guess today I'm gonna reach out to all the family. Like, look, we should probably have a family meeting and go over like the list of stuff that I done put together. And I'm thinking about this way everybody can like access it. Probably put it on the website or something that we have like a login where everybody can access it or whatever, and everybody's part, they can just kind of add their part. But anyway, y'all, it's exciting. It's something once we get it together for all those, and not just like my family, but other people, wherever you live, if you're thinking about going to Africa or whatever, just to purchase land and commute back and forth or whatever, if you want to go stay permanently or build a plan over a couple of years and save what you need to save, get everything in order, then go. I want it to be a reference, get out, Bella, a reference that anybody can use, where they make sure they're not missing the stuff. Because if you're shipping a lot of stuff, you need to find a shipping company. You got to get a container, all this stuff, and make sure you fill out customs forms. It's like a lot of stuff. It can seem a bit overwhelming. It really can. All right, but that's enough talking about that. So,
Dedication.
Today it is Monday, June the 29th, 2020, day 185. We are reading Jeremiah 4, 5, and 6. If thou wilt return, O Israel, saith Yahuwah, return unto me, and if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, then shalt thou not remove. And thou shalt swear, Yahuwah liveth, in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness, and the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him they shall glory. For thus saith Yahuwah, the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to Yahuwah, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire, and burn that no one can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. Declare ye in Judah, and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land, cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defense cities. Set up the standard towards Zion. Retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north, and a great destruction. The lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is going forth from his place to make thy lands desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. For this, gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl, for fierce anger of Yahuwah is not turned back from us. And it shall come to pass, at that day, saith Yahuwah, that the heart of the king shall perish, and the heart of the princes and the priests shall be astonished, and the prophets shall wonder. Then said I, Yahuwah, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people in Jerusalem, saying, ye shall have peace, whereas the sword reacheth unto the soul. At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse, even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also will I give sentence against them. Behold, he went home. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? For a voice declareth from Dan, and publish affliction from Mount Ephraim. Make ye mention to the nations, behold, publish against Jerusalem, that watchers come from a far country, and give out their voice against the cities of Judah. As keepers of a field, are they against her round about, because she has been rebellious against me, saith Yahuwah. Thy way and thy doings have procured these things unto us. This is thy wickedness, because it is bitter, because it reacheth unto thine heart. My bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled, and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills moved lightly. I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of heaven were fled. I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of Yahuwah, and by his fierce anger. For thus hath Yahuwah said, the whole land shall be desolate, yet will I not make a full end. For this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken. I have purposed it, and will not repent. Neither will I turn back from it. The whole city shall flee for the noise of the horsemen and bowmen. They shall go into the thickets and climb upon the rocks, and every city shall be forsaken, and not a man dwelleth therein. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Thou that clotheth thyself with crimson, thou that deckest thee with ornaments of gold, and thou rentest thy face with painting. In vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me! My soul is weary because of murderers. Jeremiah chapter 5.
I can't be done when you read that. I think you just come up with it.
Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, and seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. And though they say, Yahuwah liveth, surely they swear falsely. O Yahuwah, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to learn. Therefore I say, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of Yahuwah, nor the judgment of their God. I will get me unto the great men, and I will speak unto them, for they have known the way of Yahuwah and the judgment of their God. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Every one that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. How should I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I fed them to the full, then they committed adultery, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. They were as fed horses in the morning. Every one neighed after his neighbor's wife. Shall I not visit thee for these things, saith Yahuwah? And shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Go ye up upon her walls and destroy, but make not a full end. Take away her battlements, for they are not Yahuwah's. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith Yahuwah. They have belied Yahuwah and said, It is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. Like they thought their good times was going to go on forever, while they constantly was sinning against Yah, sinning against the land, and sinning against themselves, doing everything that Yahuwah told them not to do. And the prophets shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. Wherefore thus saith Yahuwah, the God of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Lo, I will bring a nation upon you from afar, O house of Israel, saith Yahuwah. It is a mighty nation, it is an ancient nation, a nation whose language thou knowest not, neither understandeth what they say. Their quiver is as an open sepulchre, and they are full of mighty men. And they shall eat up thine harvest and thy bread, which thy sons and thy daughters should eat. They shall eat up thy flocks and thy herds. They shall eat up thy vines and thy fig trees. They shall impoverish thy fenced cities, wherein thou hast trusted with the sword. Nevertheless, in those days, saith Yahuwah, I will not make a full end with you. And it shall come to pass, when ye shall say, Wherefore doth Yahuwah our God all these things unto us? Then shalt thou answer them, Like as ye have forsaken me, and served strange gods in your land, so shall ye serve strangers in the land that is not yours. Declare this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith Yahuwah. Will ye not tremble at my presence? Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet they cannot prevail. Though they roar, yet they cannot pass over it. But this people hath a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear Yahuwah our God, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season, and reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxen fat, they shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things, saith Yahuwah? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? Last chapter for the day, Jeremiah chapter 6. Bella, hold on.
You decided to name all of us out of the Bible, and then if you read the Bible, we're going to get confused.
Mom, I'm
No,
hungry.
you're not.
Mom,
Yes.
I'm hungry.
Okay, get first up over there, please. Jeremiah chapter 6. O ye children of Benjamin, gather yourselves together, flee out of the midst of Jerusalem, and blow the trumpet in Tekoa, and set up a sign of fire in Beth Hasirim, for evil hath appeared out of the north, and great destruction. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. The shepherds with their flocks shall come unto her. They shall pitch their tents against her round about. They shall feed every one in his place. Prepare ye war against her. Arise, and let us go out at noon. Woe unto us, for the day goeth away, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise, let us go by night, and let us destroy her palaces. For thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, hew ye down trees, and cast a mount against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is holy oppression in the midst of her. She is holy oppression. Yeah, she is holy oppression in the midst of her. As a fountain casteth out her waters, so she casteth out her wickedness. Violence and spoil is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wounds. Be thou instructed, O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee, lest I make thee desolate, a land not inhabited. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of Yahuwah is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Like Yahuwah said, most of your ears are not even trained to hear my voice. He said you can't hear. You can't hear. That's why you can't obey. Therefore I am full of fury, says Yahuwah. I am weary holding it in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with wife shall be taken, the age with him that is full of days. Like he said, everybody got to go. And they're going to have no pity on you, young or old. They're going to take your husbands. They're going to take your wives. They're going to take your children. They're going to take the old men and women. All of y'all are going to go. Like even in this, he said, if y'all would just hearken and return to me and do what is right, I would hold this coming destruction up. But they wouldn't listen. And thus are we here in the land of our captivity still. And their horses shall be turned unto others with their fields and their wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith Yahuwah. From the least of them even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At that time that I visited them, they shall be cast down, saith Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Like we stand here daily, say, this is the way, this is the ancient path, this is what y'all said, follow this, walk in this. And they said, we will not walk in it. So like the coming destruction, a lot of Yahuwah's people are going to be taken away with it. Like he said, a remnant of my people will return. Remember, the remnant is not the whole of us. Only those of us that have returned to the ancient paths. Only those. Verse 16, thus saith Yahuwah, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, the ancient paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. Therefore hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my word, nor to my law, but have rejected it. Remember what he said about rejecting his law, which is knowledge that will save our souls? He said, not only will I reject you, but I'm going to reject your children too. You can find that in Hosea. To what purpose come there to me? To what purpose cometh there to me incense from Sheba, and the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices sweet unto me. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, a people come from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They shall lay hold on the bow and spear. They are cruel. They have no mercy. Their voice roareth like the sea. They ride upon horses, set in array as men for war against thee, O daughter of Zion. We have heard the fame thereof. Our hands wax feeble. Anguish have taken hold of us, and pain as of a woman in travail. Go not forth into the field, nor walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and fear is on every side. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth, and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. They are all grievous revolters. He's talking about his own people. He said, all of my people. They are all grievous revolters. I mean, keeping in mind that there's a remnant that he's keeping throughout all of this, like the prophet Jeremiah, he's kept, but he goes into captivity with them to continue speaking to them. And it's always those of us in every generation that is walking and keeping Yah's law, that's continually trying to speak to Yah's people, say, listen, turn back to him or this is going to get worse. They are all grievous revolters, walking in slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. The bellows are burned. The lead is consumed of the fire. The founder melteth in vain. For the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because Yahuwah hath rejected them. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. That was Jeremiah 4, 5, and 6. This is day 185, Monday, June 29, 2020. Guys, Wednesday. We'll be in the month of July. Let's go ahead and read the blessing found in Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people. I love you. See you bright and early in the morning. 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all hear in the background.
She's being obnoxious person.